Hello to all my successful, unique, and innovative business partners, and welcome to day three, where we're going to get into the very, very powerful subject of traffic, traffic, traffic. Now, we know without traffic, you can have the best product in the world, the best service in the world. You could be the best in the world, but if you don't have anybody seeing it, nobody coming across it, no consumers, then it's pretty much useless. Well, it can benefit yourself, but as far as trying to make a living off of it, it will not help. Okay, now let's jump into our first key to success for traffic, which is to be attractive. Okay, remember we talked about on day one the emotional and logical mix. The 90-10 rule is what I actually use, or I'm sorry, the 80-20 rule is what I really use. And also, some people have the 90-10 rule. All right. But just remember this: when you're generating traffic, you make more friends by showing interest in others than trying to get others interested in you. And the key word to this is show. All right, show. You can tell people how much you care and how much you really want to give back to the community. But if you're not showing that, then people are going to pick up on that. Some people might join you for a little while, but you're not going to have many people that stay with you for the long term if you're not showing them how how much you care and how interested you in them. All right. The way to success is to go through people. All right, and that's what'll keep you successful for the long term. How effective are you at helping other people to become successful? All right, how effective are you in motivating people to tap into a system that's going to lead them to success? All right, now let's get back to the subject at hand. You have to look to deposit value into everyone you come into contact with. Yes, we're going to have a ton of tire kickers. Yes, we're going to have a ton of people who just want to sit around and just learn all day and never really use that knowledge that they have. But you have to look to deposit value into every single person you come into contact with. And how do you do that? You set up a system. We show you how to set up a system. You're going to see how we set up a system here at the Marketing Alliance Group, okay? So it can deposit value and it can present value to all who come into contact with it. Now, whether or not these people use the value, it's up to them. Only thing we have to do the job of is putting the seed in the ground and let the environment that person in. If it's an environment conducive for growth, then they'll grow. But if not, then we planted the seed, we've done our job, we move on. We're planting a ton of seeds. Okay. All right. Next, we're gonna get into the two types of traffic. You have two types of way to generate traffic. I'm sorry. You have active generation and passive generation. Active is you're actually manually getting down and you're trading your time to generate traffic. Okay. Example of that are social media sites, Facebook. You have to take time to, even if you're using a software, you have to take time to set up the software to generate friends and to post in groups and to communicate with those people, build relationships with those people, talk to those people, get those people back to your page, go to their page, connect with them. It takes time to generate that traffic. Whereas you have passive traffic, you set something up, you set an ad up, you run a campaign or a series of campaigns. You set it up and you let it run, and it generates traffic for you over and over and over. Usually, passive traffic generation either requires a lot of initial setup or it requires trading money for traffic. The more effective way is to trade the money for traffic. The way that you can set it up for not trading money for traffic is if you were doing easing articles or article marketing. You would write a ton of articles, a ton of relevant articles, and try to get your articles ranked in the search engines, and then they would be there for pretty much the rest of time, and it would generate you traffic over and over and over. I know somebody who generates thousands of visitors per month only using article marketing, but he wrote hundreds of articles. Okay, so it all depends on well, really, we don't really teach that long method of generating traffic, but it is a method out there, and it is a method available that we do have the education available for you to learn that, but for you to run that. But we don't want you guys to do that. We want you guys to get set up and be cash flow positive in your first 30 days. So that doesn't seem like a very feasible method of traffic generation. All right, and I really talked about the active before I even got to the slide, which is you have to put time in to generate traffic. Just to recap, and it requires effort, and value is a must. You have to be offering something that nobody else is offering, because this is the big market. It's a huge market. This is the big baby right here, because it doesn't take a lot of capital to get in, and most people who start businesses don't really have the proper capital to get started with, so they want to do what they can until they can get to where they can make an investment into their business. So they need to generate traffic somehow. So why not active traffic generation, where they don't need a lot of capital, and then they can eventually build capital. So I said all that to say this: it's a highly competitive market, and the only way you're going to stand out is to offer something that everybody else isn't offering, which is the value which we give you. Next is the passive. Now, this usually requires research and testing for the best results. All right, and what I mean by that is the results of how much traffic are you generating, and are you converting that traffic? And it's the process to research, test, and repeat, because you want to constantly be calibrating your marketing so you can get the best bang for your buck. All right, you just don't want to be. Uh, I mean, if you can make it better, I mean, why wouldn't you want to make it better? If you can generate more income spending less money, why wouldn't you want to? All right. Now, and here's the desired marketing cycle. I made this little chart for you guys. This used to be the way we started out marketing the Marketing Alliance Group. In the end, in the beginning, we really encouraged a lot of active marketing while you set up your passive marketing, eventually coming to a kind of a break-even point, and then your passive marketing greatly um, overshadowing your active marketing. This is the way we used to do things. But then we realized we can skip the beginning, we can skip later, and we can jump right into the ultimately. When we found markets so big that we all can do the same thing, and still everybody has a piece of the pie. It's just not it's not going to come to a point where arbitrage takes place, where the market adjusts to all of us doing the same thing, and there's really no benefit for us. That's never going to happen, because the market is so huge. We literally put together our marketing so a million people can do the same thing, and all of us can enjoy the benefits of it. Okay. And thanks to technology, we can leverage our efforts. With this is more so the active marketing, but also a little bit on the passive marketing or traffic generation. But mostly, this is for passive marketing, where you can actually kind of make the process a little bit more easier. With the softwares for friend adding, auto posting, and linking sites together. And with this, what works is the snowballing effect. All right, the snowball concept. We talked about it in another training, or yes, we did talk about it in another training, the snowball concept. And this is very important on how you build your marketing. You do a little bit at a time. This is what we used to teach people in our earlier days in the Marketing Alliance Group. This is my old routine, actually. MySpace, 100 friends a day, posting bulletins, post bulletins, forums, groups, classifieds. Join 1 to 3 forums a day and post in the previous ones I've joined. Write 2 to 5 articles, and then still get 1 to 3 hours of training and education so I can stay with the times. Now, this looks like a very extremely busy concept, but once we discovered the whole copy and paste marketing technique, it just literally revolutionized the whole group as a whole, the Marketing Alliance Group. But it's still very important to know all of these so you can connect with your audience, so you can have something to talk to. If you just happen to come across somebody that's doing MySpace marketing or Facebook marketing, it's important that you know something about it so you can help them in their environment before you just introduce them to your own environment. You have to connect with people first. All right, and how do you do that? You show interest more so in what they're doing than trying to get them interested in what you're doing. Now, to sum it up, the key to success is to be attractive. And we talked about active and passive traffic generation. Of course, the more powerful of the two is the passive traffic generation, which we mainly teach in the group, because we want you to set things up and then with minimal maintenance, still have it generate you guys a full-time income. We told you the power of technology to help with the active, mostly the active traffic generation, and start building your snowball today, okay? Tomorrow we're going to talk about converting that traffic, testing and recalibrating to convert better and better, and then the science of conversion. We're going to give you a science. There is a science behind it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.